Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Oh yeah.
I don't, because the area you were in, they were kind of cited out there, right? Because I mean, there's no way that we know of all the species that exist, or maybe we do know, we just don't disclose them. Like, well, how do you feel about the whole Bigfoot thing? Bigfoot
Um,
thing.
they're a remainder of the Nephilim. They're like a subspecies of the giants. So
Yeah,
they're
I heard
not,
about
yeah,
that.
they're not entirely like they have a bloodline that links to the fallen angels. So they have certain abilities that are very hard to explain, and that's why they're so elusive. Like they're elusive beyond belief. That's why so many people don't believe in them. But yet they have physical bodies. It's just they have abilities that are kind of beyond what we understand because of that bloodline they have. And actually, people who study them and like really study them, you look at some of their work, like Scott Carpenter or
Mhm.
J.C. Johnson. They get blood samples and stuff sometimes, and they've done DNA tests,
Mhm.
and they're half human and half unknown. And when I say unknown, the mother's side of the DNA it doesn't match to any living animal in existence.
Oh my God.
And
Do you think they're out there in large numbers?
oh yeah, I mean dude, they're like the people disappear, you know what I mean? And they take people, they eat people. Like you read about all the natives histories. They
Mhm.
had a lot of problems with these things. A lot of the tribes would call them like man stealer, child stealer, woman raper, these types of things. Mountain devil. These were the names they had for them because they're hyper intelligent. Like they're smarter than us, to be honest.
What?
Oh yeah, they're very smart. So because think about it, they have a bloodline that's going into fallen angels. So very very smart. Um, and they kind of live on the periphery of society on purpose, so to escape detection. And they know how to steal a person and leave no evidence. They understand evidence. They understand footprints. They don't leave footprints on purpose. They understand those things. So
That,
people come looking for these things with the assumption that we are smarter than they are,
right.
but actually they're playing you. They know every move. They know before you even step into their domain. They already have a lookout, knows you're there. You know,
So what do you think has stopped them from like mass domination or anything like that?
I think just like we have high power weapons, and even that doesn't work sometimes. When you kind of spend time talking to people who have encountered these things or just listening to encounters and whatnot,
Mhm.
um, like you can shoot them. And this is when you read the Bible, right? And or you read scripture and you read about the encounters and the wars, even Roman texts, right? The wars they would have with giants, different kinds of creatures. Usually you would have to cut their head off or destroy their head to kill them. And
Oh,
so you can shoot these things a lot of the time with high power weapons in the body or whatnot, and it won't put them down.
oh God,
Like I
man.
said, they got these weird abilities that are hard to really put a finger on, but yet they do have a body like a vessel, you know what I
Right.
mean, that they're in.
And they're all over the world, right? Like they've been
Yeah,
cited everywhere.
yeah, they are. There's other things too. They're not the only thing. They have these things called dogman. Basically, that's where the whole werewolf idea comes from. Those are also out there and other things, but those are the two most common things that are out there. And yeah, I mean, they're no joke. Like the government covers up actively missing persons cases. We don't know how many people go missing in the wilderness because the Park Service won't release the numbers. So you have one guy called David Paulides. Have you heard of that guy?
No.
Oh, you should look him up. Look up David Paulides missing 411, and he documents cases.
Oh, I think doesn't he have like podcasts or something like that online or on YouTube or
He's
something?
done a lot of interviews. He has a lot of exposure, even mainstreams to some degree. And he's an ex-detective, ex-SWAT, and so he's familiar with investigation. He does a really good job, and he had a team, and they were just compiling cases of people who went missing in these national parks, but they totally excluded any possibility of wild animal attack, suicide, anything that could consider natural. Like the cases are insanely bizarre when you read them.
Like just like parents playing with their kids, all of a sudden they turn around for
Yes.
a few minutes and the kid is gone.
Yeah, like supernatural, almost like beyond belief speed things happening. Like you'll be walking down a trail with 4 people, one person gets ahead over a hill, and they're just gone. You know, you have to understand these creatures, as I said, they have abilities that are, they kind of blur the line between physical and spiritual. And when people describe how they move and stuff, like, again, they know about evidence. So they know about, like, the child might scream, I might leave a footprint, I don't want to leave blood, that sort of stuff. Okay, and I'm not saying they're all Bigfoot or whatever, but for sure they're doing that because there's documented cases.